Hi everyone, thanks for being here. My name is Michelle, and if you're new here, I wear a pin every episode, and it kind of either represents the mood or it represents maybe the colors. And I think today it's more of the colors. My little pin is a boot, a cowboy boot, and it says, "What would Dolly do?" So I think if Dolly was here in the studio, she'd probably make something really feminine, real pretty, real girly. So we've got 4 colors and a white today. And so we're going to try to make something really pretty with that. So let me go get my hair up, my gloves on, and then we'll pour. Okay, let me tell you what we're going to do today, and then I'll show you the colors. So we're going to do a triple flip cup. So I've got a 10 by 20 canvas today, and we are going to fill up 3 cups with paint, and then we're just going to flip them over, and then we'll see what the design looks like. So we have a pearl yellow, and it looks white right now, but once it dries, it's going to be like a shimmery yellow, really pretty color. And then we also have bronze by Amsterdam. This one I'm a little scared of because it's so bright, but oh, it's so pretty. It's called Quinacradone Rose, and this is by Amsterdam. And then we have a brilliant purple by Liquitex and Liquitex Basics, and it also has some Oriental Violet in here from Pebeo. So that's it. Those are the colors. I've got some titanium white just in case we need some flow extender on there. And then I also have cell activator on standby just in case we need that too. So let's go ahead and start filling up our cups. And we're going to fill up 3 of these. And I don't think we're going to need all, we're not going to need them up to the top. But let's go ahead and start. So I'm going to start with the pearl white on the bottom. And then we will put the bronze after that. These paints are a little thick. I kind of did that on purpose so that they would hold any kind of shape that they have to them. You know what, I really, when I was thinking about this earlier, I didn't really plan to layer the cup along the side. I was just going to kind of throw the color into the middle. I don't want to put too much of this. I'm kind of afraid of this one a little bit. I just don't want it to take over. It's pretty, but I just don't want it to take over. Okay, I think that's about that for that. And then we'll finish off with the purple because I know Dolly would probably want purple in here. So if you are new here, I wear a pin every single episode, and sometimes it has to do with just the message, you know, like an inspiring message. Other times it has to do with, you know, the way I'm going to pour it out. So it's just a fun thing to do. So let me go ahead, and I think that might be it, but let's go ahead and we'll put in a little bit more copper in here. We will finish off with the copper. Okay, so let's see. We're just going to flip these over. I'll probably do this one about here, this one about here, and maybe this one here. Do I want to do it in the middle? Yeah, let's do them in the middle. Okay, here we go. Elbows in. All right. I feel like I'm kind of far away from this, so let's see. Okay, there's 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so we're going to just let the paint, we're going to let gravity do its work and let the paint come down. And then what we're going to do is decide if we want to put some titanium white around here just to help it. And then we'll see. I've got a couple little tools. I've got the back of a brush here in case we just want to make some really pretty little swirls. I think Dolly would probably like little swirls in here. And if it's not enough, or if it doesn't look like swirls would be good, then we can put some cell activator on the back of a palette knife and just kind of swirl it on down. So let's see. Okay, ready? We'll go ahead and start with this one. And I'm just going to kind of lift it off and then go off to the side. Ooh, pretty. Oh, see, I'm so glad I didn't put more pink. Oh, that pink is just, it's beautiful, but I think it would have just taken over. Okay, one more. Okay, pretty. Okay, off to a good start. I'm happy with this. And let's go ahead and see if we can run these together a little bit. I see lots of bubbles. I'm just going to kind of move it back and forth, tilt it back and forth, and then we can see what we're going to do here. Pretty. Oh my goodness, I am so glad I did not use more pink. Yeah, let's put a little bit of the white down for a flow extender. But before we do that, let's pop some bubbles. Okay. All right, let's put some white down. And I definitely saw bubbles in this when I was straining it. Okay. We can always add more if we need more. All right, so do we want to put some swirls in here? Carry some of these lines through here, swirl it out. Or should we put cell activator on it? No, you know what? I don't think I want cell activator. I like it like this. But I think let's continue some of these lines and swirl it through. See if this does anything. Okay. Not too much, just to add a little design, a little pizzazz, jazz it up a bit. My kids used to call that whoop-de-doos. When I would do stuff like that on their birthday cakes, they would always call them whoop-de-doos. They always wanted whoop-de-doos on their cake. Okay. Let me get these out of the way so I can move around better. That is pretty. It looks so feminine and pretty. And that's the look I was going for. In fact, on the paperwork when I was trying to decide what I wanted to do, I put feminine flip cup. So I think this might just fit the bill. Although no, I'm getting a little nervous that I'm not going to have enough paint to get onto this side over here. Almost to the end over there. Okay. And if this takes a while to do, I will speed it up. Right now, I'm just going to try to bring it back to the middle. It's moving, so that's a good thing. We will probably have enough paint on here, but it's always so nerve-wracking when you're not sure if you have enough paint. And this paint is thick too. Sometimes when you thin out your paint, you lose the lines. It becomes more blended, and which isn't bad, but if you're really looking for, a pattern or just certain line, different lines, thicker paint works pretty good. I prefer thicker paint on things like this. But now let's see. And I may speed through this, so if I do, I won't be talking through it. So whew, okay, that was a lot of tilting. So I went ahead and sped it up because I would not have wanted you to sit here while I was tilting that much. But let me go ahead and show you the flyover. We'll just do a real quick little flyover. It's really pretty. So I'll have to touch up a few of the edges though, because it didn't quite go all the way over the edges in a few little spots. So let me go ahead and take my gloves off and I will show you. Okay, let's take a look at the wet result. Look at how pretty this came out. I love it. I think that if I would have used any more of the Quinacradone rose, it would have completely taken over this. So I'm glad that the bronze came through, and then the purple, brilliant purple came through. And I'm so curious with the pearl yellow, but we won't be able to see that until it dries. So anyway, I just love the lines on here. And it was a very simple, with the flip cup, but I'm definitely going to have a couple corners. I've got one up here that I'm going to have to, add a little bit more paint to. But that's okay. I can do that. I can do that after. So I will show it to you when it's dry, and we'll have to see if we think Dolly would have approved of this. Okay, show it to you when it's dry. Okay, let's take a look at this color palette. What a color palette. I really, really like the way this all came together. Look at all the nice shimmer. It's just so pretty. And I think I'm going to have to steal it and make some coasters with it because I think it's just too pretty to not use again. So my daughter-in-law thought it looked like Jupiter. I agree with her. Looks like Jupiter. Looks like a landscape. So I am going to have to kind of fix up that one corner up here. It's a little too bright for the painting. So I just wanted to show you. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. If you haven't liked, please like and subscribe to the channel. And I think that's a wrap. And I hope you come back. Bye for now.